Growing into a life that you've never seen model can honestly be brave. It's generally not loud, it's not glamorous, it's quiet, and at times it can really feel lonely like never before. No one really prepares you for that. Welcome back to Pages of Her, page 11. Let's go ahead and get started. Ow! One of the hardest things about building a roadmap that you don't even know existed and trying to model yourself after this roadmap is that you don't know what's considered normal. You don't know what belongs in it, what doesn't belong in it, and what it's supposed to look like. So there's no financial roadmap to get you where you need to be. There's no healthy relationship examples that you can just open your front door to see, or open your bedroom door to see, or pick up the phone call to call your friends or call your family, because you don't see those things. You don't have those things available for you or around you. No financial roadmap, no healthy relationship examples, no one you can pick the phone up and call to get advice on things, no blueprint for peace in general. It's one of those things like you don't even have an example to refer back to. So it's, how are you building a life that you've never seen model? It's one of those things that kind of sits funny on our tummy sometimes, because we just don't really know how to go about building something or creating something that we don't even really know existed, or sometimes our minds can't even fathom that it could potentially be a life that we can create for ourselves. So when you begin to build, you may sometimes second guess everything. Is this enough? Is this right? Am I doing too much? Is this realistic? Is this something that I can even do? Am I changing too much? Will friends and family recognize me? Now I'm having to walk through my mind, well, is this something I even want to continue doing? Do I want to continue going to that place or doing that thing or having this fun or whatever the case may be? It can sometimes be confusing, but you're not confused. You're just growing and revolutionizing the way that you're living right now and evolving to something greater and something higher. And here's the thing that nobody probably even talked about, told you about, you heard about. It can sometimes feel like betrayal, almost to the point where it's not betrayal that from people to people, it's the growth that you're having to go through, because now you're leaving things behind that you once enjoyed and loved being around, being a part of. Think about the relationships that you've had, and now you're saying to yourself, I don't know if I want to go to that bar. I don't know if I want to go to that club. Like, why am I going to the strip club? Why am I going to so and so to see all of these different things and be around people smoking and drinking and partying and on the table shaking and being all kinds of crazy, right? Like, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. And so when you start to kind of say those things and think those things out loud, you're starting to kind of choose yourself. You're choosing the calm over chaos. You're choosing stability. You're choosing your growth and where you're starting to see yourself, because now your mindset is starting to change. People may not want to be around you anymore. So now you're thinking, I'm gonna lose these friends that this friendship that I've cultivated over months or years or whatever, because now I don't want to hang out and do those things. I want to just go to a coffee shop and read a book. I want to talk about the Lord. I want to go to Bible study. I want to go to church. I want to just go to the park and play with dogs, like whatever the case may be. You don't want to do the same things you were doing before. You're starting to kind of shed that identity, and now it's like you're stretching who you were, and you're no longer conforming to these ideals of who you thought you should be. And then on top of that, you're now setting boundaries that your family, friends, whoever, even you probably never truly saw model. It can feel like you're turning your back. It can feel like betrayal, turning your back on where you came from and the people who wrote ride or died for you and all these things. But I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of advice here. I want to kind of bring you to the forefront of why you're deciding to make these changes. You're not betraying your past. You're not forgetting where you came from. You are looking towards the hills from which cometh your help. You are going into your future, you're expanding your future. There's a difference between feeling like you have betrayed someone and figuring out where your future lies and going to get it, allowing Jesus to guide you and to help you get to where you need to be without forgetting where you came from. You can't forget where you came from, but you can be thankful and be blessed and be happy that God brought you through those things, because without him, you wouldn't be where you are today. Now, here's the thing I want to maybe kind of drop a little nugget on you. If you do not have a model to which you can build your blueprint from, I'm not saying exactly what you're seeing or what you're hearing to completely 100% model your life after them, because you still have to remain who you are. But if you don't have that role model or that blueprint, this is what I probably encourage you to do. Number one, I would say borrow, right? If you didn't see it at home, if you don't have any idea of what to expect, maybe try to review or do a little bit of a research to figure out who emulate the way in which you want to speak. So if you want to be professional, if you don't want to say ums and ahs all the time, if you want to speak with power and confidence and be a force in your field, review and do research on people who are currently doing that. So who's in the marketplace right now, who's booking speaking gigs, who's traveling all over the world, right? Or the country, and they are, speaking at a conference or that event or what have you. Like, who's doing those things? Study them, watch them, read their memoirs. If they have some type of autobiography out, read that. Observe how they speak, how they decide, how they think, how they pause, how they rest, how they negotiate. Exposure expands your expectation. You can't normalize what you haven't seen because you haven't seen it. So go see it, if that is something that you want to build towards. The second thing I would suggest is build evidence, not just the vision. So when you're building evidence, you're now tracking your progress. You don't need massive confidence. You need small proofs. In order to get to that confidence level, that top tier confidence level that you think people are at, because again, you don't really know, is to go for you step by step by step, day by day by day, hour by hour if you need to. You don't model yourself completely after someone else, because you're going to end up losing the essence of who you are. But if you can review and understand and see how someone speaks and how they set up their talking points and how they can guide you along on the conversation, then that helps you figure out, okay, well, I didn't know that you should start off with something that's punchy or something that's a hook and then grab their attention with the story and da-da-da-da-da. Like, you may not have known that. So when you're observing these people, write down some of the evidence that you have. Okay, today starting today, I'm going to start tracking my weekly wins. I'm going to make one decision each week that aligns with what I want to do with my life. I'm going to practice XYZ. I'm going to be in the mirror reciting a poem or a story that I wrote so that I can get better at speaking to an audience and announcing and enunciating my words. And so whatever that thing is, y'all, just make sure you're doing it and you're doing it consistently. Confidence is not magic. Confidence is one of those things that you build to, you grow into. And some people are truly faking confidence, sometimes competence too, but it's another story. It's for another day. But some people are faking confidence, and you won't even know that they're faking because they're just so good at it. And then one day it's going to just be a switch, and now they're no longer faking it. They're actually being confident. Build those receipts, build those memories. When you look back 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years down the line, and you look back and say, oh man, I've come such a long way. I have actually grown and built this empire around myself that I am proud of, that I enjoy, that brings me light, that's leading me in the right direction towards where I want to be based on what the Lord has told me. You're going to feel like, wow, I've done that. That you've only done it, of course, through the grace of God. But as you're going through those different things, you're realizing like, man, I've really stepped up to the plate. I've really built something that I didn't know I could build just by me tracking and making goals one step at a time and accomplishing those goals each and every time I've set out for it. All right. And then the third thing I would say is to just upgrade quietly. Upgrade quietly, man. Like, you don't have to announce who you're becoming. You don't have to announce that you're now going from this beautiful caterpillar to this beautiful butterfly. You don't have to do that. You don't you don't need to put on, as they said back in the day, front street everything that you're doing with your life, because you're going to have people that's going to down you and try to tell you, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you're not worthy, you shouldn't expect this to happen, and things of that nature. And then you may allow those negativities to get into your mind, to get into your heart and your spirit, and now you're back to square one, or you even worse off than when you began. So shift your habits for you. Don't do it for public consumption. Don't do it because you want so and so to see you succeed. That's great. When you succeed, they're going to see it. But don't allow that opinion of someone else to shape and mold who you want to become and why you want to start doing these things. As a whole, as a collective, as a human race, we think of, oh, how is somebody going to perceive me? Or I shouldn't say this wrong, or I shouldn't do that wrong. Not every level in your life requires an audience. No one needs to see every single thing about you so that you can then in turn say that, okay, now they see I'm worthy. Now they see that I am important and I am smart and I'm beautiful. You can still document your journey, whether that's journaling or video or whatever, however you decide to do it. But if you're putting it out there so that you can get praise for other people, it may just not be the best, right? It just may not be the best. Growth can be visible, but growth can also be personal and quiet, and so that anyone, no one will be able to see the things that you're putting in behind the scenes. They'll be able to see you showing up differently. They'll be able to see the fruits that you have now popped out from the seed that you've planted in the soil. They're seeing all the growth, right? That's important. There's something that I recently read. It says, old rooms won't fit anymore. New rooms won't feel natural yet. That is because you are now in this in-between space, okay? And in the in-between space, you can feel lonely. You can feel crazy in your mind, like, am I doing the right thing? You could possibly even feel like you're second guessing every single little thing. But being in the in-between doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean that it's incorrect. It just means that you are now transitioning from one phase of your life to another. And in the in-between is where that growth happens, where that learning happens, where you feel like you have grown so much that now you can start to give back. Now you can start talking about those hurdles that you have overcome because you have overcome them. Growth happens in the in-between. You are not late. You are not behind. You are building something you have never inherited. You have never imagined. And one day, someone in your bloodline is going to call what you built normal. That they did it. I can do it too. I don't have to struggle. I don't have to go down this road. Because you've built something that they can now say with the blueprint, pull back the sheets, pull back the covers and see, oh, this is the game plan. They won't even know how brave it was for you to even get there, to even have the courage to put words to paper. That's the kind of growth that changes generations. That's the kind of growth that we need in society today. To give back to our lineage, to break those generational patterns that have not been fruitful for multiple generations. At some point, we have to pull up the root of it and start anew. Because if the root still lies, this is what I heard yesterday, if the root is still there in the soil, in the ground, you just weed it, you just prune it, it's still there. So it's still going to grow those things that we don't want to grow. But if you pull at the root and pull it out from the soil and plant new seeds and new life and new growth, You're going to see a harvest far beyond you ever imagined. So I pray to you guys. I speak life over you guys, whoever's listening to this video right now. I pray that the Lord does something supernatural in your life and you just can't even shake the feeling. You just know by how crazy and large and grand it is that it is nothing but Him. If you're listening to this video and you are not a believer of Jesus Christ, I just pray that you continue to listen to the Holy Spirit and continue to figure out that He is truly, Jesus Christ is truly the only way to the Father. He's the only way to the Father. If you're not a believer of Jesus Christ, you can listen. I'm never going to turn you away. Never going to turn you away. I'm never going to say don't listen. This page is becoming more of showing up in a way that is for Him. It's me becoming, in whatever capacity that is, the pages of her, the pages of me. And I just encourage you guys to follow that voice in your head that is leading you on a journey towards righteousness. All right? So until the next page, keep growing. And don't forget to, I don't even know what that was, but don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, y'all. Come on, let me know something. I'll be getting all these views and I'll be like, okay, but nobody be saying nothing. Come on, y'all. I want to talk back. All right. Peace.